ground. So, yeah, we're very fortunate, and we have this human life as well. This extraordinary human form, which we just don't know how long that would last. So it makes sense to appreciate and make use of this human opportunity, special human opportunity. We have the leisure, we have the interest, we have people here to help us develop that interest, to investigate. So really, we're very fortunate. We should rejoice. Rather than be upset at whatever problems we have in our life, we can rejoice at the fact that we're human and have the intelligence and the ability to work with whatever situations arise. And as I said, we're not, in those painful situations that would be so difficult, being a refugee or being bombed, lost a family. We're not in that situation, so we have the space, you could say, to cultivate positive happiness and begin to understand better who we are and our potential. So spend a few moments just appreciating that and appreciating the ability to slow down and be present in the moment. I think we can aspire, we can think how wonderful it would be if we really had if we were able to free beings from suffering in its cause and help them attain happiness, more happiness and the causes of happiness. That would really be something. So let's aspire that this session together, we do create some causes together to be able to be of more benefit to others. It's definitely possible. Since we can't see the mind, since we're so used to thinking that what is of worth is something that is tangible and graspable, material, then sometimes we lose our trust in the power of the mind, the power of intention, the power of aspiration, the power of the good heart, of a good thought, a kind thought. These have power. These aspirations definitely have power to create causes for us to be of more and more benefit for ourselves and others. So don't underestimate just the power of aspiration and thought. As we know, thoughts can spiral out of control and lead us into very dark, unhappy places. And similarly, they can raise us up to high levels of dignity and inspiration and joy. So great, strong wish to be able to be more benefit for self and others. Kind beings upon whom we rely. for everything. Okay. So let's, for a few minutes, practice the breath awareness to stabilize, to bring our attention to the breath so that it doesn't scatter all over the place. We do this in a calm and relaxed manner, not tense or uptight. So let there be stillness in the body, a sense of relaxation, but together with an attentiveness. We're attentive, we recognize. So if the mind wanders, as it may well do, it'd be unusual if it didn't. If you get carried away by some thought, recognize that if you can, and let it go. Let it go and come back to the breath. So gently letting go, coming back to the breath. Whenever the mind, you recognize that the mind is distracted. And we do this in a calm, gentle fashion, without any sense of impatience or hurry. We're not trying to do anything in particular. We're not trying to achieve anything right now. Don't set yourself a goal. Be relaxed and attentive. Okay. Relax the awareness. Open the eyes if you wish. Or you can stay in that meditative frame, mind and body, while we move into the next part of the session. So it's traditional in the Tibetan system and many systems, of course, wherever there is prayer and trust in the power of prayer and so forth. There's a lot of emphasis sometimes put on prayers and mantras to help a situation, to extend the life of people that we cherish, respect. It would take too long, I think, and it would be difficult to go into the reasons of how this all works, but the whole universe is built on what we call dependent arising, interdependence. Things are not disconnected like we might think they are. They're not discrete and disconnected. And so if people with a good motivation recite certain prayers or mantras, which are after all sacred sound with deep, profound meaning and potential benefit, if these are recited with a particular aim in mind, then that definitely, due to the interdependent nature of reality, can have an effect. If things were inherently kind of existing, or if they were discrete and independent, then of course nothing we do would affect anything else. Of course, we know that's not how the world exists. What we do affects others. What is done on one part of the planet affects another part of the planet, etc., etc. You know. So if we make certain prayers or recite certain mantras with a good intention, then it can certainly have certain kinds of effects. You see, it is said that the great beings like His Holiness and Kyabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche and so many others, their only purpose for being here in this world as great beings, great bodhisattvas, Buddhas, is just to help us, is to be a benefit to us, and not through, teaching us so much on the physical level, but helping us to elevate our minds, create the causes for liberation and enlightenment, okay? So that's their purpose. If we fritter away our time in just idleness or worse, in conflict and disharmony, or just totally ignoring what they're teaching, then of course there's no reason for them to stay. That is a cause for their short life. If we engage in Dharma practice, if we, with the right motivation, recite certain mantras, with that wish for these beings to stay and guide and teach us, help us, then due to dependent arising, it can have a very, very good effect, especially if whole numbers of people do it intensively. So we have been asked to recite compassion mantra of Avalokiteshvara and the long life mantra of White Tara. So today we will just emphasize a little bit the compassion mantra, which is simple, and most of you would know it already. Om Mani Padme Hum. So we recite that. Traditionally, we also count. If we are reciting for someone's long life, then often we count the number of malas or rosaries, and then tell us how many rosaries you've done, and then it's all counted up and sent to central office and so forth, and then that is offered to the people, the lamas we're praying for, with our aspirational wishes. So it's just a brief background. Of course, any positive action we do with that intention, that it creates a cause for the long life of the teachers, that has some effect, obviously. So here we have a picture, an image of the Buddha of Compassion, the simple form, the four-arm form, two arms at the hands at the heart, holding a wish-fulfilling gem. Wish-fulfilling gem that fulfills the wishes of beings. The right hand holds crystal rosary. It's not very clear in that painting. So that represents, I think, purity and practice and so forth, practice, path. And the left hand holds that flower, lotus flower. So that very much purity aspect. The image of Avalokiteshvara is to be understood to be in the nature of light, not solid, not flesh and blood. Because actually we all have potentially this body of Avalokiteshvara, subtle body of great compassion of blissful wisdom, Avalokiteshvara, who combines all the qualities, of course, of the Buddha: wisdom, compassion, and skillful means, powerful, skillful means. But here the emphasis in this image, the emphasis here is compassion. So the kind of archetype which is being awakened here, something that is also within us, you see. We're not just talking, we're not engaged in Buddhism in propitiating an external deity, God figure. This is an aspect of our own psyche, of our Buddha nature, you could say. We have inner compassion for God. So that's what we're activating. And the more compassion and openness, warmth we develop, the more we benefit others, the more we please the minds of our teachers who don't want money and praise and so forth from us. And even service, of course, is great, but what they most want from us, would like us to be engaged in, is the practice of the Dharma, which is the soul medicine for suffering, and the cause of liberation and enlightenment. That's what they want. That's what they would like to see. So this is why we practice. So get a sense of that image. If you are familiar, that's good. And if you're already used to practicing with, say, 1,000-armed Avalokiteshvara, then well and good. If you'd prefer to keep it even more simple and just have a source of light, a crystal, whatever. So we'll recite the mantra out loud a few times, and then rapidly under our breath. And that's when those of us who want to do the counting can do the counting rosaries. And we'll practice this for about 15 minutes. If you need a break in between, do take that. Let the recitation be smooth and even. You can imagine that much light is coming, light and nectar from the heart of Avalokiteshvara into us. And visualize beings around us, suffering beings of samsara. the light is entering all of us, purifying all of our sickness, and all of our mental pollution, karmic, negative karmic predispositions, karmic seeds. All of it's being cleansed, washed away. And it's leaving the body in the form of very dirty liquids. I feel this cleansing taking place. And briefly, and this you can do more easily if you already have access or have experience of working with receiving the kindness from a teacher, if you have some personal direct experience with receiving teachings from Dalai Lama Ji or Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You can really feel, wow, how kind they've been, how kind they are to share the teachings inexhaustibly. Until recently, the Dalai Lama would travel so many times every year, even into his early 80s, teaching and so forth. And it's not as though he just sits in Dharamsala doing nothing. Whole days of these great beings spent in prayer and benefiting others in ways which we can't understand, I'm sure. Amazing ways. So they're so kind, especially one's personal teacher who's guided us, given us teachings, initiations, explanations of texts, personal advice. The list is so long of the kindness of the authentic Guru. So feel must, as much as I can, repay the kindness of these kind teachers. At the very least, I'm going to recite some mantra to create the cause for their long life. Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om 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 mani. Om mani. Now, imagine that recitation melts into light. This light comes, melts into us. Feel a sense of complete oneness. Passionate wisdom of Bhagavad-Gita. All the Buddhas. And dedicate to the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Kyabje Lama's Rinpoche. Okay, take a short break, and then we'll engage in medicine Buddha practice. If you do want your malas to be counted, you can put the number you have recited in the chat, and then we can add that up and keep it. Okay, so now Medicine Buddha. Some of you have been to Tushita and done this practice with us at Tushita in the past. For those of you who are new to it, then you can study later the sadhana that we've sent you with the explanation of the benefits given by Lama Zopa Rinpoche at the beginning of the text, where he also explains how, some things are difficult to realize. Some things, of course, are easy, some are difficult, some are most difficult to understand, extremely difficult to realize, and only understood properly by an omniscient mind, the mind of a Buddha, can understand the subtleties of karma and so forth. So, as Rinpoche mentions on page 5 of the text we've sent you, this sadhana, the benefits of this belong to that category of extremely difficult to realize. He says better to remain, not to, reject outright these kind of teachings because you don't understand them. Better to remain just neutral, indifferent. And if you can examine and practice, then things become clearer. So it's said that this practice is very, very beneficial, especially if you are helping others and doing healing work. You can be more accurate and beneficial. And of course, the main benefits of any kind of practice like this is to create the cause, seed for a full awakening of Buddhahood. Helps to awaken our own innate Buddha nature and creates causes for us to creates causes for us to be able to traverse all of the stages, to Buddhahood, which is not something that happens quickly or easily. So many causes are required, and this can help. So, yeah. People have the text in front of them, it's good. Mobiles or whatever, otherwise you can just listen. We'll do a short form of this. Request the forgiveness of the Buddhas for doing a short version. But when we come to the request to the medicine Buddhas, we will just do the request for the main medicine Buddha, the one on page 12, and the one whose image is here. And then we'll recite mantra. Again, check the motivation. Why are we doing this practice? Not doing it to pass the time. We're doing it because beings are suffering, we are suffering. And because liberation, enlightenment have specific causes. It can't just be caused by anything or by sort of watered down sort of practice or the wrong causes, such as thinking that just meditating on nothing, or perhaps some kind of ascetic practice will help me, will make me enlightened. Enlightenment has specific causes. This kind of practice helps us get closer to some of those causes, one of which is this kind of practice, medicine Buddha practice. So visualize medicine Buddha on a lotus flower, which is about 4 inches above one's head. It's the essence of all the Buddhas. In the form of the medicine Buddha, but embodying all of them. In the colors shown, the right hand holding the stem of the special Karura plant, healing plant. Left hand in the mudra of concentration, holding a lapis lazuli bowl filled with nectar. Seated in full Vajra position. With all wearing the three red colored robes of the monk. And there's all the signs and qualities of the Buddha. Then we take refuge, those who wish. Especially if you're a Buddhist, then this is a regular practice. Go for refuge until I'm enlightened. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and the other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and positive happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the cause of the suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that is without suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from both attachment and hatred, holding some close and others distant. Then special bodhicitta, especially for the benefit of sentient beings. I'll very quickly attain the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. And for this reason, I'll practice this yoga method of Guru Medicine Buddha. So this is why we're practicing. According to this practice, this is the most valid kind of motivation to quickly attain Buddhahood, seeing the suffering of others, finding it unbearable. Then the seven-limb prayer, which is a very important method in Mahayana Buddhism to accumulate positive energy and to purify. So first we imagine making prostrations to Medicine Buddha, and this helps to overcome pride, arrogance, as well as being very appropriate to bow down before a mind that is more elevated than our own, from which we can learn and receive inspiration, blessings. So we bow down, and then we make offerings of all kinds. Imagine space is filled with visualized offerings. The offerings we make in our home or wherever, that is of course limited. Even in a 5-star hotel, what they can offer is amazing but limited. If we want, we can imagine filling the whole space with offerings. The different kinds of waters, flowers, incense, light, perfume, kinds of foods, music, sounds, beautiful sounds. You can imagine all these things filling space, not because the Buddhas need these things, they don't need anything from us. As I said, what makes them happiest, these beings, is our practice. But by making these kind of visualized offerings, we create positive potential in our own mind. We create instincts for offering and giving. Then we confess all our unfortunate actions that harm ourselves and others, negative, unwholesome actions, which we've been creating since beginning this time, due to the power of ignorance, attachment, anger, jealousy, pride, and so forth. Of course, we've created a lot of negativity. But rather than feel any kind of paralyzing guilt, we feel a kind of strong, healthy regret and the wish to overcome this through purifying the mind. So we don't give in to some kind of guilty despair, but we do recognize the mistakes we've made, some appalling actions we may have done, some that we can't remember. We feel regret for that. Yeah. Then we rejoice. This is very important, to rejoice. Feel happiness by, first of all, remembering our own positive actions. We often forget the good things we've done and focus on other things and make ourselves a little unhappy. So here we should remember the good things we've done. So many, with our body, our words, and mentally. So remember that. And then remember the good things, the positive actions your friends have done. Maybe a lot more than one have. So here we're also counteracting the power of jealousy by rejoicing rather than feeling uncomfortable with other people's good actions. And then you can rejoice in the spiritual practitioners and our gurus, our teachers, who exemplify not only disciplined practice, but cherishing others, really caring for others. Working for others. Think how wonderful it is. Wonderful. All this positive energy that beings have created. Then we request the Buddhas to stay in samsara, not pass away quickly into parinirvana and forget us, but to stay and to teach. Stay meaning to stay, to come back again and again in samsara to guide us. Unaffected by samsara, but of course, returning again and again in forms that we can recognize to teach us. Then we dedicate, that's the seventh of the seven limbs. Then we imagine offering a purified universe to the Buddhas, to the medicine Buddha. It's ground anointed with perfume strewn with flowers. adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, devotion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, my body, wealth, and enjoyments, without any sense of loss. I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalaka Niryatayam. Okay, so we continue. We can recite the prayer of request, and just to let you all know, this is being recorded. So yeah, I beseech you, Bhagwan Medicine Guru, whose sky-colored body of lapis lazuli signifies omniscient wisdom and compassion as vast as limitless space. Please grant me your blessing. I beseech you, compassionate Medicine Guru, who hold in your right hand the King of Medicine, symbolizing your vow to help all pitiful sentient beings plagued by the 424 diseases. Please grant me your blessing. I beseech you, compassionate Medicine Guru, who hold in your left hand a bowl of nectar, symbolizing your vow to give the glorious, undying nectar of the Dharma that eliminates the degenerations of sickness, old age, and death. Please grant me your blessing. Okay, so we'll recite this verse to the Medicine Guru on page 12 of the Sadhana, 7 times. The last Buddha there, the name Medicine Guru, who embodies all of them. And then having strong recollection of people you are praying for, you would like to pray for, thinking of them. The people who have just passed away, and so forth. To you, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all the forms, fully accomplished Buddha who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. To you, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. You, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. You, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. You, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who's fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. You, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, who fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. You, Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Lapis Light, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished, fully accomplished Buddha, who fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. So imagine now, and if we should remember all the people, not just the people we know, but all the people who are suffering immeasurably right now in the world, that we mentioned before, in places of famine and conflict and disease, so forth. All pitiful sentient beings suffering in so many ways. So granting our request, the heart and the body of Buddha, Medicine Buddha, infinite rays of white light pour down, filling our body. Come down several times. Our body is transformed, purified, becomes clean and clear like high quality crystal. And as we recite the mantra of the Medicine Buddha, feel the light, nectar flowing from Medicine Buddha, all directions of space, reaching all the sentient beings. And we imagine that they are become free from all their sufferings as we recite the mantras. They're purified of all disease, all their afflictions, all of the causes, negative karma, all their mental obscurations, yeah, all the three poisons of ignorance, anger, and attachment, completely being purified. We recite the long mantra once, short mantra 21 times with a tune, and then recite it silently, speedily for a little while. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekande Guru Bedurya Prabharadaya Tathagataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddha Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Ramazamogate So Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Ranja Samigate So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Ranja Samigate So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randa Samigate So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randa Samigate So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randa Samigate So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Mana O Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Hoim Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Hoim Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Hoim Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gati So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gata So Tata Om Bekande Bekande Maha Bekande Bekande Randasami Gate So Then think. Due to reciting in this way, visualizing light and nectar, feel all beings have been transformed into the nature, an aspect of the medicine Buddha. Feel how wonderful it is that one's been able to create this, lead all beings to state of Buddhahood. Then feel that medicine Buddha melts into light, melts into us, absorbs into us. Feel a sense of complete oneness with all the Buddhas throughout space. Then we dedicate due to this positive energy. May we complete the ocean-like actions of the children of the Buddhas, and may we become holy savior, refuge, and helpers, the sentient beings who have repeatedly been kind to us in past lives. By positive energy received from attempting this practice, may all living beings who see, hear, touch, or remember me, even those who merely say my name, and even those who see who remember us with anger, repeat our name with anger, may all of them in that very moment be released from their miseries and experience happiness forever. As all sentient beings infinite of space are encompassed by Guru Medicine Buddha's compassion, may I too become the guide for sentient beings existing throughout all 10 directions of the universe. Because of this positive energy, may I quickly become Guru Medicine Buddha and lead each and every sentient being into his enlightened way. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you all very much for attending. 8 of us staying till the end. Very good. Very kind. How many people left at Tushita? Anybody? Anybody at Tushita? Except...
There are 5 of us here.
Huh?
There are 5 of us here, Kabirji.
Oh, great. Can we have a look at them? Say hello.
Yeah. 1 second. God, Tushita.
Okay. So, folks, thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Very kind. Who are they? What are the... Ah, hi. Aha. Good to see you. And who's this?
Yeah. Purandya Kabirji. Purandya.
Okay. Good, good. Nice to see you.